Hello, hi, welcome to Rebel Geek, my podcast and YouTube channel where I cover what I like to call the feminine phenomenon and what others may call women's media and women centered media. I am your host, Belle Diepa, and I am Star Wars out. I am so excited. My blue hair is an homage to C3PO. I mean, not C3PO, R2D2. Sorry. I'm like so excited right now. I can't even. I love R2D2. I am a huge Star Wars fan, as per my background. I am very excited because in less than 1 week, my boyfriend and I will be going to Star Wars Celebration Japan. Yay! I'm super stoked. Now, I have to be honest. I have I'm scared. I'm a little nervous. I never been to Japan, and I'm a person that I love languages. But Japanese is a very hard language to learn. So I'm a little nervous about the language barrier, but I've been told that everything is going to be fine, that we'll be okay. But yeah, I'm just all of the butterflies. But I thought that I would do a live stream, which I don't do that often, but I promise that I will try to do some more in the near future, at least once a week, just to like see how you guys are doing and, to get things going. Feel free to enter any questions or comments you guys may have. In the meantime, I guess I'll just ramble. I keep looking over because I'm looking at my computer screen. And it's weird because I'm looking at myself and it's like, oh my God, your hair is blue. So I will be doing cosplay at Star Wars Celebration Japan. And I have 3 cosplays set up. One is Princess Leia, which is just a traditional Princess Leia. The second is a surprise that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. And the third is a Sailor Moon R2D2 mashup, which is why I have the blue hair going on. So I've been working, I am making the Sailor Moon, and the other one, I have the box right here. Right here. So I'll get off so that you guys can actually see. I might need to, hold on guys. I'm going to have to go get some scissors real quick. So I have a very good friend, Daniel Huerta, that lives in SoCal, who has a 3D printer. And I told him that I really want to make this special cosplay. And I am a huge, not only Star Wars fan, the thing that really, I would say, rekindled my love of Star Wars, because I grew up with the prequel trilogies, and I feel like I actually kind of stopped loving the prequel trilogies because I got bullied so much for liking them by a lot of Gen Xers. So people were like, oh, the prequel trilogies are not that cool, blah, 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 blah. So my friend introduced me to Star Wars Rebels. And there, I absolutely fell in love with all the characters and Miss Sabine Wren. And what we have here today is some Mandalorian armor. So for the first time ever, I will be cosplaying a Mandalorian, but not just any Mandalorian. I asked him kindly to not paint it. Here's the helmet. Ooh! Oh, look at that. So this is the Sabine Wren helmet. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But I'm actually planning on painting this pink and white because I am going to be the Barbilorian. Fun, right? Oh, hi, Brandazzo. So Brandazzo's in the comments. We're very excited about going to Japan. But yeah, what do you think about the Mandalorian armor? I'm so excited about this. So this weekend I will be sewing and painting for the next couple of days, trying to make sure that I get all of this set and ready. I'm so stoked. But there's a couple other things that I wanted to go through and talk about and mention with you guys. So if you're going to be at Star Wars Celebration, please be sure to look for me. I had these very special stickers made out. They say Star Wars Celebration 2025. This part is in the hiragana. And the top, of course, it says Rebel Geek for all of the Rebel Geeks. So these stickers, I'm just giving them out to anyone that I meet, just kind of a trade and a little token of like my appreciation and love of the Star Wars fandom. So I'm very excited about that. The other thing is, if you're going to Celebration and you are looking for a cool cosplay panel, please be sure to stop by and check out our cosplay panel that we're doing. So I'll be a part of a panel that is hosted by Shelly Shutters. You can follow her on Instagram. All of the handles of all these other amazing cosplayers is also here on the screen, but be sure to follow them because they are all really, really cool. Jessica McNair has a Star Wars podcast called Tales of the Force, so be sure to check that out. Looks awesome. Thank you, Brandazzo. I'm so excited about The Mandalorian. I think that my Barbie Lorian is going to be really cool. I know that for the next couple of days I'm going to be outside, hopefully not inhaling fumes, but I do have a mask, but I will be painting, so it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be totally worth it. I'm so excited about that. So yeah, so we got the cosplays, our panel that I'll be participating in, which is Women in Star Wars Cosplay. So I do a lot of mashup Star Wars cosplay, not a lot of straight characters. So I've done Barbie as R2D2, which is a design. I don't have the Barbie above me. I only have Leia and I have the Stormtrooper and I have Chewie, but you can't see Chewie because she's over here on the side. But there was this really cool R2D2 Barbie that was released back in 2020 and I never got her, and it's like my biggest regret because now that doll is like $400 or something like that. But I did that cosplay, which is what I'm wearing in the image, and I am doing my R2D2 Sailor Moon, and now I'm doing my Barbarian. So I do a lot of Star Wars mashup. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and like, I'm excited to meet all of the other cosplayers and all the other people down there. Like they're just going to be so cool. And in honor of Star Wars Celebration, and I kind of showed you guys with my sticker, I did change up our logo. If you've seen it, the Rebel Geek logo is Chibi R2D2, which I'm very excited for. But what I wanted to share with you guys and talk about was the panels. So I'm going to open up the screen here. Let me remove this. Here we go. And I am like a little overwhelmed by all of the panels. So I was looking up women centered panels. So we have our Women in Star Wars cosplay, which is on Sunday. But if you're going to Star Wars Celebration or if you're going to be watching some of the live streams, so the big panels are going to be live streamed. I don't know if they're going to live stream all of the panels, but they will be live streaming some of these panels. But one that's happening, I think it's on Friday night. Yeah. Women of Star Wars costuming across the galaxy, which that one I think is going to be really cool because it's focusing on the costumers that are working in Star Wars. So it's presented in English and it's going to be presented in Japanese. But I was excited about those two. So I was able to get, not in the live audience, but for the big panels, I am going to be watching the live stream of the Andor panel. So there's limited room in the larger auditorium. So they added 2 other viewing rooms, but they're not in the actual auditorium. They're just kind of like screens with that are views. So I will be watching the Andor panel, which I believe is on Saturday morning. And then later on, I'll be watching the Ahsoka panel. And that one, my good friend, she gave me she's helping me out. So like this is classified information, but she's helped me out. So we're able to go check out the Ahsoka panel, which I'm very excited for. Yeah, and then I'm sad because I'll be missing out on the Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that they're going to release a trailer. I did try as hard as I could to get the celebration stage for that. And of course, it didn't work. It didn't happen. I'm very disappointed over that. But there is a standby line, so I might try to do that early in the morning. Um I'm really, really hoping that I can see it. If not, it is going to be live stream. So even if you're not going to Star Wars Celebration, you'll be able to see the actual panel live stream. But I'm sure that they're going to show exclusive clips that they're not going to release to the public until later. But I'm wondering if they're going to release a teaser trailer, which I think would be really cool, especially now that we're in the season of the Force. So that's another panel that I am super stoked for. There's the Andor one. Who's Bossk? The 501st Legion. This one looks kind of cool. Dark Side for Life. Why the bad guys are so impactful and just way cooler. That one looks very interesting, especially given our. I think that a lot of people have really not turned to the dark side, but a lot of people have like really like started embracing and liking the dark side a little more. But I think it's always like more complex than just dark and light. But that might be really a really cool panel to check out if we can. To be honest, I feel like I'm a little overwhelmed with everything that we need to do. Like we're trying to make sure that we have our things scheduled, our panels scheduled, our shopping scheduled, and time to like do our cosplays. But it's gonna go in the blink of an eye. Like it's just gonna go by so fast. So I'm a little like, ee. This one is one that I really want to check out. Ahsoka's Underworld, Mythology, Folklore, Fairy Tales, and Joseph Campbell. That one I think is going to be really, really cool. And Lucas. So I have a few mangas. I have the Lost Stars mangas that are really, really good. So I am excited about the Star Wars publishing Manga Mania because I'm very curious to see what other what other books they will be not translating, but turning into mangas. Because like this book, Lost Stars, it is originally a novel by Claudia Gray. And I've read the manga version and I really, really love it. I think it's so cool. Like the images are so great. And the story, of course, is a Claudia Gray story, which she's like an amazing author. So it's really cool. And yeah, Star Wars Geek Girl, that's going to be a really cool, fun panel to check out. The story of the faithful Wookiee, Ewoks, and droids. Ooh, I like this one. For the love of costuming, do you want to build a spectacular costume? Let's get right to it. I think if I have the time, well, no, I'll be in Andor during that time. But that's one that I actually would love to check out if I was not in Andor, because I always love to learn from other craftspeople who are like cosplayers and who can just do things way better than I can. Yeah, I feel like Saturday, I'm going to be packed because basically I'll be in Andor and Ahsoka, which are the two big panels that are going on that day. So, yeah, screening the Siege of Mandalore. That's the other thing is that I've been watching Clone Wars, and Clone Wars is, first of all, Clone Wars is such a great show, and I feel like it's more relevant now than ever. Hashtag trade wars. Um, but I am very so I've seen the Siege of Mandalore, and I'm surprised that they're not doing more with animation. I know that they do have an anime aside from that one, they do have an animation panel that's going on, but and I'm also super surprised that they're not doing a Revenge of the Sith panel given that it's the anniversary and that Hayden's going to be there. So I'm kind of like, Oh, the other fun thing is that Brandazzo, he was able to secure us a opportunity to take photos with Hayden Christensen, who is my teenage crush. So I'm very excited to meet him. I'll be dressed as Leia, so technically he'll be my father, but I love that man, and I feel like he did a wonderful job as Darth Vader. What else do we got here? 50 Years of Magic, celebrating the legacy of industrial and light magic. Yeah, ILM. There's actually a really cool documentary that's currently on Disney Plus that you should totally check out because it is. I think that it's very interesting when you see these companies that create these great pieces of art, how they started off being so scrappy and just like kind of the mother of innovation is need, and like you could definitely see like why it was invented, and it's just so cool. And of course ILM has gone on to do like the special effects and the puppets and like the sound stuff for like some of our favorite movies, like the most iconic movies. What else do we got? Space Waffles. Space Waffles is a really cool podcast. If you don't know them, definitely check them out. What else we got here? Ooh, Disney Experiences Building the Galaxy with Walt Disney Imagineering. Now, I didn't expect them to have a parks panel, but I am very curious if they're going to make an announcement of expanding Galaxy's Edge. Because I know that right now, because Epic Universe opened, that's the buzz. That's what everybody's talking about. And Epic Universe looks amazing. Like, I want to go meet Toothless. I want to meet a little baby dragon. That looks awesome. And the rides from everything I have watched so many influencers videos that were invited to go to the media like junket. It looks very cool, and it's interesting because it feels like Epic Universe took the notes that people had about Galaxy's Edge, because I love Galaxy's Edge, but it is kind of true, it is small and there's only two rides. So I love Galaxy's Edge because I feel like I really am, it's so immersive and like you're very are in a galaxy far, far away. And I love Rise of the Resistance, and I love the Millennium Falcon ride. It is very cool, but it is limited in what you're doing. So I'm wondering if they're going to announce an expansion, either adding a more ride. I know that they're adding droids. They announced that at South by Southwest last month. So I don't know if they're going to add anything else. Let's see. Padme's Closet. Cosplaying Star Wars royalty. Look, I wish I had the talent to make Padme's cosplays. Like that is where I want to go someday. That is where I want, that is my goal. That's what I would like to achieve. That would be great. I'm Your Father, Galactic Academy. Oh, and then the other big one, the other big panel that they're having on Sunday is Visions. And of course, us women in Star Wars cosplay, which is early in the morning at 9:30 a.m. So yeah, that's all I have for now. I am super, super, super excited. I'm gonna check and see if there's any other comments. So we don't have a lot of comments, but that's okay. We will in the future. We'll have a lot more comments. This is my first, well, one of my few first. I've had one other live stream that I did with Brandazzo. Brandazzo and I were talking about doing another live stream perhaps this weekend. And definitely check out his YouTube channel that he just launched called Fandom Vibes Only. I will show it to you guys right now. It's very cool. If you don't know who Brandon Randazzo is, he is not just my boyfriend, but also a very awesome podcaster. And he does a lot of videos. And he's also just a really great content creator. Here, let's add here. So this is his channel, Fandom Vibes Only. He just put up his first video. Definitely go check that out. He is going to be doing a lot of awesome work. He's a person that you definitely want to see and check out before he blows up and, has 300,000 followers. So yeah, we're very excited. And I hope that if you're going to Star Wars Celebration, that I see you there. And if for some reason you can't go to Star Wars Celebration, please let me know in the comments what you want me to check out. Let me know if you want me to take any video while I'm there, if you want me to try to interview anyone while I'm there. I would love to know your thoughts and comments. I will be posting this live, so it's not going to just be here. It'll stay on my channel forever. And I am so grateful for you all. I recently reached 1,000 followers or over 1,000 followers. So thank you so, so, so much. That means so much to me. It is so cool to be building a community that celebrates, women in media, and that allows me as a person who loves pop culture and geek culture to be making these really fun videos. And I'm very excited on going to this trip. This isn't a trip that we got invited to. This is a trip that we are paying for, but maybe one day in the future, well, not maybe, I'm going to put this out in the universe. One day in the future, we will get invited to go cover these cons and stuff like that. We have covered cons in the past, but this is just a really big one that we did not get press passes for this time. But in the future, definitely we'll be covering more cons. So super excited. And yeah, that's all I've got. So be sure to, if you like this video, share it with someone else. And if you don't like this video, that's okay. You can just move right along. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Please like and subscribe, and be kind to yourself and to everyone around you. Bye.